Bree, how's dad?
He is doing better. Stubborn as hell.
I see where you got it.
Right? I know. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, I'll try the rehab facility for a week. I was like,
That's good. Does he get moved today?
yes.
Ah, I'm so grateful. And they know it was just a small one, right?
There are 4 of them.
4 strokes. Oh my gosh. Wow. And he has speech and he can walk and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's unsteady.
Well, I'm unsteady, so
Right. He and the baby walk about the same.
that's pretty good. Well, I'm glad he's moving in. I really am. I really am.
Yeah.
All right. Morning, y'all. Let's hear some good news. Let's hear some good professional news from the last, 3 days, I guess? Or if longer, if you haven't been here the last 3 days. But let's hear some good news.
Yeah, I've been awake for 10 minutes. So good news is it's going to be a great day. And I don't know yet. I've only been awake for about 15. So
Do you have coffee yet?
I have a nice cup of Italian roast this morning.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So I can't put the camera on, but I'm actually here. I'm surprised. So
Well, you know what? Welcome, because we love to have you.
well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Got my sign up on my new listing yesterday, and now today I got to work on where am I going to get another one and another one, because I did a lot of watching on YouTube. I don't have TV on YouTube of different opinions of the market and what's coming and whatever. And I think now's a really good, it's always a good time, but now's a really good time to get some listings to hedge against anything that might happen.
Yep, I completely agree. All right, who else has got some good news? Somebody give me some good news before I call on you.
I gave you all my good news yesterday.
What's your good news, Nellie?
I give you all my good news is yesterday that I have prospects lining up.
Everybody else could use a good one. There's something good. Let's hear it. Okay, well, I was gonna say, let's mute Bree. There we go. All right. What you got, Nellie?
Well, I got out of the prospects of investors, and when I was talking to a friend, didn't even expect him saying, look for business for me, or land. So these are good news.
Very good news.
Yeah.
That's awesome sauce. Liz, what do you got for good news?
Whispering because I'm in my office. But I actually have good news and a dilemma. I've got a couple of people talking to me about cash they need to put somewhere and they don't know where to put it. They're considering real estate, but not sure where in real estate, not necessarily the property realm. So that's my good news and kind of looking for insight on what to do with that.
That's really good. I'd like to circle back around with that one. Because I know we've all got ideas on it. Bree, what do you got for good news? Are you in a place where you can talk about some good news? Professional?
Yes. Good news. My hoarder house closed.
Oh, thank goodness.
And it was a difficult transaction because it was a wholesaler that didn't say they were a wholesaler, and during the inspection they invited 1,000 of their closest investors to come look at the house. So that one closed. I am closing with Ribbon in a week and a half.
Nice.
So, and then I have a new build closing right after that.
Congratulations. It's a good month for you, and it's just started out. Hey, Kat,
yes.
What you got good news? You're on mute still. You might know this though. Can you hear me, Kathy? You're trying. Okay, you're on mute. You're not working? All right, we'll come back.
I'm on mute now.
Yay! All right, what you got? Good news.
Breakfast.
Okay.
I've got somebody joining. I think you knew that, but they're
They don't.
probably going to be out about a month, I'm guessing. You know, so they were on our call, Monday team call last night.
That's why you had Kathy and you had a bald head.
Yeah, I had two of me.
Yeah. Love it.
I could use a couple, you know.
Yep. Good morning, Betty. How are you?
Good morning, Gina. How are you? I'm doing good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's hear some good news. What do you got?
I will have a new listing with commercial in Clearwater, downtown. Yeah.
Nice.
And I had a closing last week. So
Mhm.
everything is good.
That is good. That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all y'all. What kinds of challenges? What do you guys want to talk about? What's kind of weighing on your business? And Liz, you want to go first since you already brought yours up? Where are you, Liz? Are you at work and can you talk? She's at work and she might not be able to talk right now.
Give
All
me
right.
a few seconds and I'll be able to talk. I just need to get to a different spot.
You got it. All right, we'll come back to you. Okay, who's got some challenges that they want to talk about? Lisa, you want to talk about what you were hearing in the business and kind of what's going on and your thoughts around that?
Well, one of them, I can't remember which one I was listening to, but one of them said exactly what Gary had said about oh gosh, I'm not awake yet. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
About the market, and I've been watching a lot of these and just kind of keeping my eyes open and stocking my house up because I figure pricing is going to go up. So I'm trying to be prepared. But then last night, after watching it, I kind of got a little alarmed because I remember what it was like back in, after the 2008 nonsense. Not only did I have no closings, but I lost my house. So I don't ever want to go back there again. And back at that time, I left real estate and did loans and let my husband take over my real estate business so that hopefully somebody would get a paycheck.
Mhm.
And I watched people come into my office crying because they were losing everything and I couldn't finance them because they weren't making any money.
Mhm.
And so, I remember there were people that had been retired and they were set between stocks and real estate investments and they lost it all. I
Mhm.
don't want to see that happen again. So I'm making steps to make sure that doesn't happen. And yeah, that's something you don't forget. So
Who here, well, actually, let's go around. What year did you guys start? I started in 07 is when I started. So right when the market tanked, right. My first house was the first tank in our area.
1990.
Oh, wow. You were like 5. Wow.
I was back in Hawaii and then the market tanked over there because the Japanese had been coming in and purchasing up all the property. So we watched the prices go way up. And then all of a sudden in $800,000 condos were selling for $4.
Wow. Wow. So, all right. What year did everybody else? Bree, yours is the one that always shocks me. What year did you start?
A couple of years ago, 3 years ago.
Crazy. Betty?
I started in 2017.
Okay. Wow. I didn't know
I got my
that.
license in 2016. I moved to Florida because I'm out of state. I mean, out of the country. I'm French. I
Mhm.
moved to Florida in 2015, got my license in 16, and started really work in real estate in 17. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I like it. I love it. The only thing is that I've been through the residential and I'm very happy that I joined EXP because it's life changing. I wish I would have done that earlier. But anyways, so I learned a lot, and I'm going like toward commercial and business brokerage.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, because this is more, I used to work in real estate when I was in St. Martin
Mhm.
or sometime in Martinique, and I used to work with developers. So this is more the type of challenge that I like.
Mhm.
But coming here in the United States, I didn't know idea how it works. So I learned, and then until now, I said, okay, this I should have done since the beginning, but this is it.
Yeah.
Because business brokerage, you buy a business, you need some place to have your business running. So
Mhm.
you have to have, because sometimes you buy with the real estate commercial, and also you need a place to live.
Mhm.
So it's all come together for me.
Yeah.
So that's why it makes sense, no sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy because EXP just what's his name? JR. He is EXP business brokerage.
Ah, okay.
And Kevin Carrington from Shark Tank.
Mhm. Yeah. He's
his team.
awesome.
Yeah. So I was talking to Gerard and I was saying, okay. And we really had a good conversation because EXP Commercial has an head office in around the Tampa area.
Mhm.
Oh,
So that's pretty cool. I'm very
Yeah.
happy that I met them. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. They're cool people too. Kathy,
Yeah.
when did you start?
I started probably close to the time that Bree did.
Okay.
I've been here about 3 years.
All right. Nellie?
I started March 25th.
I
But
love it.
the history of it,
Yay.
I took
Yeah.
the classes back in 2007, but everyone is like, get out, this isn't a good time. So imagine where I would have been if I stuck with it.
Yeah, no kidding. Liz, when did you start out of curiosity?
2006.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
you
I started
started-
part-time in a referral basis, actually, because I've been bridging a corporate job ever since, the whole time.
Gotcha. Okay, so Lisa, you've been through what, three two downturns now, and heading into your third, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's hear from, would you guys want to hear her advice since she's been through this a few times before?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Bring it
Boy.
on, girl. Let's give it, let's do it.
I don't know. Well, my advice, what am I doing? Other than stocking up my house because I know pricing is going to go up. As far as business, I am really grateful that I didn't join EXP back when I learned about EXP. Even though I looked back and I went, gee, I wish I had done it. I'm really glad I'm on Gary's team because last night I was sitting here thinking how far I have come and how he tries to keep me on track. And I tend to veer off. There's so many things that I have to learn between the app and KV Core and this and that or whatever. So now I'm narrowing in to what is going to bring in the business first and then learning the other stuff. So I meet with Gary every week, no matter what. And he's changing my ability to focus and what I focus on, which is really great. This is going to be my best year in real estate after all these years. And I think it's probably because Gary keeps me focused. But I think right now with the way things are in the world and with the real estate, that we really need to work on knowing that our database, which is really bad for me, I've never been good with it, database is done, and that we hone in on where the business is going to be and not let things sidetrack us.
Okay, I love that. Here's what I heard, and I was furiously writing down notes. Because for a girl, 15 minutes into her first cup of coffee, wow. So the first thing you said is the tools that are going to bring me the business first. And can I expand and play on some of the stuff you were talking about, Lise?
Sure.
Awesome. So there's a million tools. And when I first went into real estate in 07, I thought, because I came from corporate world, that I needed to master all of them. And I really tried. And then I realized that I'm never going to do all this stuff. Like this doesn't, there's just too much. And it's not designed for that. It's designed to have this whole cornucopia of tools that you go, you know what, this one lines up with my business model, and this one lines up with how I do business, and this one lines up with who I am and what I'm about. Those over there, maybe I'll get to them later, maybe I never will. It's totally okay. It really, really is. So you use the tools that, like, I'm not going to bring an axe to go weed my garden. I'm going to bring a trowel. And when I want to cut down a tree, I'm not going to bring a trowel. So you use the tools to match up with you and your business and where you are. Don't stress out over having to learn all the tools. Pick the ones that work with you. That being said, the other thing that she said about 3 more statements later is that our database was really, really bad. Is anybody here who's new or a little bit shocked at Lisa's database not being like 100% together since she's been doing business since 1990?
No, but I
Yes.
was thankful to hear it. I was thankful to hear it because I'm in the same space. Like I've been in the business since 2006 and my database is not in any sort of semblance to the order that I would hope it to be in. So thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. 'cause it-
And can I share something about database that Gina's on? I'm in the same boat, and Gina's
Yeah.
like, break it down, even if you do like 5 or 10 ads a day, like from your spreadsheet or your phone, and add them in. So I started going backwards and adding old people, but as I get new people, I just go ahead and just knock it out one by one. So anyway, I gotten fired by a client and then rehired by a client that were now under contract. But she said what did it for her is one of the automated emails. Like she looks at a property and it automated, KV Core was like, oh, what is it about this property? Like it was great. And she said that that's what the responsiveness brought her back to me. So had I not put her in KV Core, I don't know if I would have gotten her back.
No, I agree, because when I started with Gary in 2 years ago with EXP, we, it was like pandemic. So I always learned that database is your gold mines from Keller Williams and this and that. That's why I left Keller Williams, because I couldn't manage the database like I wanted to with, what's his name? I don't remember the app. Anyways.
Or Edge, one of the two.
Yeah, Command.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Command.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a nightmare. And I
It
said,
was a nightmare.
we are in 2020. How come we cannot have that easier? It's unbelievable. That's why I said everything is online now. So when I started concentrating on KV Core, it's true. The first thing I put all my database into KV Core, and I said, okay, I have to learn that stuff. So I did took the time.
Mm-hmm.
To train myself. I look at YouTube videos and this and that. And I'm very grateful because it works.
Mm-hmm.
And what is nice with KV Core, if you don't know how, because I was doing ad on Facebook, like they said, but I didn't get any return. And I said, that's weird. So I had a one-on-one with, what's his name, in KV Core with the team. And I said, I really want to, and something was wrong. I'm not a techie person, but the guy, he took care of me and he fixed that. And I told the lady, I said, I want to send a newsletter, because some of my sphere, I always put like market report, I always have something attached to that person. And what is nice, you see when they open. So I learned how to do a newsletter. So every month I send a newsletter and I see they all open my newsletter. Even if they don't talk to me, that means they're watching what I'm sending. And that feels better. It feels good to see that. You don't have
Wow,
to.
that's really good, Betty. I'm having a real hard time. Feel like I'm always in training and only know a little bit about each thing and never have mastered any of it.
You don't have to master everything. Just think about your database, the people you know in your database, and say, okay, I need to just put them in and with something related. So they have something from me every time or every month or so, and then you can see when they look at it, and that's great.
Yep, I
Thank you.
completely agree. Yeah, I love that. The other thing that you said is that you said, this is my best year ever, Lisa. And then you said, I meet with Gary weekly.
Yep.
And that I think was huge because, so Gary and I we're meeting constantly. We just meet constantly, and it's 5 minutes in front of this meeting before the person shows up and 10 minutes after this meeting, or sometimes the person doesn't show up and we just take the time and we just go through it on my business. And I also am extraordinarily grateful that I didn't join EXP when I first heard about it, which, by the way, I got a phone call from Gene Frederick when they were brand new, because I knew him from Virginia. He owned Keller Williams, Virginia region, and where I worked, and he owned Keller Williams, Northern California, Hawaii region, where I worked. And so I got a phone call when it was brand new, and I was like, no, it's too new, don't trust it, blah, 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 blah. So I would have been, on the one hand, way up. On the other hand, I wouldn't have been in business with Gary. And,
That's right.
and all opportunity, it's never a how. People think opportunity is a how or a what or a when or any of that crap. It's none of that. It's a who. And Gary was my who. He's completely my who. And he changes the way that I think, and he helps me like clear through the clutter and move forward with my focus. And it's a really good business relationship. It really is. So I agree with you in the meeting. Yeah.
We have a huge group out here of EXP, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I'm the only person that's not on not in their group, and they were shocked when I joined with Gary. But I'm really glad that I joined with Gary. So that I think is a great way. You know, at my age, I am looking at doing what I want to do. I take on clients that I want to work with, and I want to enjoy every transaction. If I'm not having fun as far as the person that I'm working with, I refer them off to somebody else, because I want to get up in the morning and look forward to my day.
Yeah,
And
I hear you, Lisa. I'm the
yeah,
same.
it's really important. And I actually make more money when I'm happy. I'm better with people when I'm happy. And referral fees are fine. Yeah, I don't have to work with everyone. But, you know, it's just, I wish I had done this 30 years ago, actually.
Yeah, I wish it was around. We could have too. All right. So thank you for sharing all your stuff on business and the market and where it was and the things that you've learned. So yeah, to summarize, not surmise, to summarize, learn the tools that you need for your business. Learn those and get those up and going, the ones that you need just for you, for your business. And meet with Gary, and database is king, man. It's just absolutely king. So, all right, switching back over. Liz, is now a good time to talk because you had a really interesting question about
Yes, it
business.
is.
All right. So you had something about they want to spend money maybe in real estate, not necessarily property, but possibly in real estate. If you guys had
Yes.
toss out ideas for somebody to spend money in real estate that wasn't necessarily property, what kind of ideas have you guys got?
Well, this sounds like lending to me, you know, where you're gonna be part of a hard money loan or whatever. That's what that sounds like.
Or business,
Yeah.
if they're not wanting, you know, like a business, buying a business.
Right, but if they buy the business, then they're still,
You don't
In
have to
real
buy the
estate.
land. Well, yeah.
No, you can buy the business
Yeah.
without the land because you
Yeah, you can buy the
Oh, of
business
course.
without the land.
Yeah. But how much do they have?
Betty's ready to take a,
It's on my mind too, so let's do it. Because the first
One of-
thing I know was
question.
lending.
How much do you have?
Yeah.
One of them is building $1 million portfolio. The other one I'm unsure of right now. But I'm pretty sure it's more than that.
How quick do they want to turn around, do you know? Or do they just want to park for a little
They-
while?
They're just in a space right now where they're trying to find a place to put their money. They have totally placed it in all the other spaces that they can in terms of tax
Mhm.
purposes, you know, and they want I bonds, they've done all of it, and they're just figuring out, and they still have a surplus coming in, and they're just looking to see where they can put that. One has been in real estate before, but doesn't necessarily want to do the property, acquisition type stuff. And the other one, she just doesn't know where to put it. So I'm just trying to open up some opportunities for her that might be available in real estate or in the real estate space.
Yeah.
Liz, what about the whole life thing that we had
Yeah,
on the call? That
Well,
way
and that
they
was
can
my-
build them, pre-fund it and build it and still have access to it.
well, it's doubling in 10 years.
Yeah,
That's one of the options I thought of also. Dump it into as much whole life as you can get away with. And I don't know what the limits are in a year, but whatever
Mhm.
whole life policies that they can get away with, turn around and take the money back out and hard money lend it. So they're earning double on whatever the amount that they say, because you can fund the whole thing at once. Let's say you want to do.
after a year.
Yes, yep. So let's say you want to dump in, 100,000 or whatever into one, or 50,000, it doesn't matter, 100,000 into one, let it double in 10 years. In the meanwhile, pull the money out at 4 or 5% and turn around and loan it out at the 10.
Okay, 2 quick questions here and a different question. So he presented 3 different whole life opportunities in the trainings that we've had. Are you talking about one in particular or one of the 3? No, or all of look at all of the 3.
Each one had a very different avenue for growing your money and had some different rules around what they could and could not do. So I think the question first goes to, what do they want to do once they put it
Okay.
in there? What do they want to do with it, and how do they want to structure it? And also it's going to depend upon what age, because one of the plans worked really well if you were 25, okay if you were 50, not that great
Right.
if you were over that. So I would look into their age and what it is that they want to do with it as soon as they're done. Do they need to pay down debt? Probably not. Do they want to be able to pull it right back out again and loan it this hard money? Maybe more so that direction. So I would line up with the person, whichever one of those 3 lined up more with that. Because one was like, you cannot pull it out for that to be
Okay.
used as a debt one. I don't remember which one out of
Yeah, I
curiosity.
don't either.
Yeah.
Okay. And the
But-
other one's more towards Lisa's recent acquisition of her closing. And I can email Lisa separately about her farm out there in Oregon.
Mhm.
Was interested in knowing the name of the farm. And I've had some questions from people here in Virginia about, if potential investment opportunities or things of that nature, distribution to this area. And so I want to know some more about that. I don't know if that's a Lisa specific question, or if anyone else has any.
Yeah, that sounds like the 2 of you should connect in on that one.
Okay, Lisa,
Yeah.
I'll email you. I'll give you a
Okay,
call. I'm
sounds
at
good.
work right now, so it'll be later today.
Oh, good, because I have Gary here for, at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And then they have the Oregon State meeting. So after 11 o'clock Pacific time, I'm good.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, cool beans. Anyone else got anything quick they want to share, like a little tidbit or something cool that they want to share?
I did, but I forgot. It was quick.
I'll share one. I was at Toastmasters on Saturday. Someone was giving a speech. They kind of stumbled over a word. They stopped, they apologized, and then they continued on, and but it was stumbly, and it was just a stumbly thing. And the critique that came back, which I thought was so interesting, they said, when you're speaking and you like stumble over a word, don't apologize, just plow forward, because everyone's going to forget. We're human beings. That people are okay with the fact that you're for a second, and they just continue plowing forward. When you stop and apologize, you take people out of the space that you've just worked so hard to get them into with whatever it
Makes
is you're
sense.
talking about. So it's don't apologize, plow forward, keep on going. And I'm like, you know what, that is, and do it confidently, with confidence. And I'm like, they're right. They're absolutely right. It took me out of the moment for him to do that. Had he just kind of stumbled for a second, totally would have forgot it. So I just really liked that. Don't apologize, keep on plowing forward. So, all right, which I think is probably a good thing in life also anyway. Well, okay. Love means never having to say you're sorry. Not really, but, but when you're speaking and you stumble, plow forward. All right, you guys, thank you for
you.
for today, and I hope you guys got something really good out of it. And go sell a house.
Thank you.
Okay.